The Wildest of Wild West, where the Cheyenne Dog Soldiers, a fearsome warrior society, carved their notorious legacy. A warrior society believed to have been initiated by actual dogs, transformed into fierce fighters. Fighters who spread fear and terror for decades. Welcome to History on Fleek. Today we uncover the unspeakable acts the Cheyenne Dog Soldiers committed against captive women, shedding light on the grim realities of death, slavery, and unimaginable horrors. You might be surprised to learn that the Cheyenne originally lived in Minnesota, considered foreigners by other tribes who called them the Cheyenne, meaning foreign speakers. In the 18th century, they migrated west and embraced the nomadic lifestyle after adopting horses. Legend has it that a semi-legendary prophet named Sweet Medicine received visions and sacred arrows, leading to the reorganization of Cheyenne society. Among the military societies formed, the Dog Soldiers emerged as a formidable group. According to the myth, the Dog Soldiers were founded by a not-so-successful warrior. Picture this: he starts his own military society, and his fellow tribe members are like, "Who does this guy think he is?" Talk about a rough start. But after a night of singing sacred songs, the man leads a pack of dogs away from camp, and they magically transform into fearsome warriors. This miracle was soon reported back to Cheyenne, who told Sweet Medicine. The prophet asserted he knew all about it. Thus, the Dog Soldier Society was born. To make themselves even scarier, the Dog Soldiers painted themselves and their horses. Because nothing says intimidation like a warrior covered in paint, right? They also carried distinctive dog ropes or sashes, symbolizing their unwavering commitment to fight to the death. Their upright, feathered war bonnets, adorned with raven or crow feathers pointing in different directions, signified their status as great warriors. But as we dive deeper into the history of the Dog Soldiers, things take quite a disturbing turn. We must confront the harsh realities of conflicts and the brutal treatment inflicted upon captive women. Women torn from their families and communities, enduring unimaginable horrors. And the Dog Soldiers were no exception when it came to inflicting pain and suffering. During the brutal Civil War in 1864, the Dog Soldiers, aware of America's vulnerability, seized the opportunity to raid defenseless settlements. These raids spread from Washington County in Kansas to Nebraska, where they launched one of their largest and most calculated attacks. Known as the Massacre along the Medicine Road, the raid extended all the way to Denver, leaving a trail of attacked stations and settlements along the overland trade route. Reports of brutal violence emerged, with women being raped, people brutally murdered, and scalping becoming all too common. The stark contrast to the perception of Cheyenne women's chastity is evident, and the raids exposed a darker reality. Fur traders, who once found Cheyenne women unapproachable, now witnessed the horrifying sexual violence inflicted upon enemy women. In a chilling incident that occurred on August 10, 1868, more than 180 Southern Cheyenne warriors, including members of the infamous Dog Soldier Warrior Society, gathered in the Saline Valley, Kansas. Their original target was the enemy Pawnee tribe, but as fate would have it, a small group of warriors veered off and approached a homestead farm in Lincoln County. Seeking food, they entered the house of a farmer named David Bacon, but what followed was a horrifying act of brutality. The warriors forced themselves on Jane Bacon, the farmer's wife, subjecting her to a traumatic ordeal. Likely fueled by their illicitly obtained whiskey, the warriors continued their rampage, spreading terror across settlements across the Solomon River, Mitchell County, Cloud County, and Ottawa County. They mercilessly killed white settlers, took children as captives only to later abandon them, and subjected more women to sexual abuse. These raids marked the bloodiest conflict between settlers and Cheyennes in Kansas during that period, from 1867 to 1869, escalating the already tense situation that had been ignited by the Colorado Gold Rush, the Sand Creek Massacre, 1854, and subsequent acts of revenge. In another tragic incident in September 1874, a German family fell victim to the relentless brutality of the Dog Soldiers. John German and his family were camped along the Smoky Hill River en route to Fort Wallace, were suddenly attacked by Chief Medicine Water and his band. John, his wife Linda, and son Stephen, and daughters Rebecca Jane and Joanna, were ruthlessly killed and scalped, their camp plundered and set ablaze. The band of Cheyennes then took the 4 youngest German daughters captive: Catherine, 17, Sophia, 12, Julia, 5, and Nancy, Addie, 7. The girls endured unimaginable hardships as they were exposed to malnutrition, occasional maltreatment, and violence at the hands of the young dog soldiers. Eventually, Julia and Addie were traded to another band, while Catherine and Sophia were released in March 1875 upon the surrender of Chief Stonecalf and his Southern Cheyenne group at Fort Leavenworth. The German sisters' harrowing ordeal is just one of the atrocities committed by the dog soldiers. Sarah White, another captive, was taken from her father's farm in Kansas in August 1868 and held for approximately 7 months. Sarah's submissive nature and the trauma she endured made it difficult for her to speak. However, her spirits lifted when she met Anna Morgan, who had been traded to the Sioux. They provided each other with companionship and were allowed to converse around the campfire. During the Battle of Washita on November 27, 1868, Sarah and Anna were in Chief Whirlwind's village, downstream from Black Kettle's village. Sarah heard the sounds of battle, but was moved to a different location by the dog soldiers, suffering from frostbite due to the cold weather. Fortunately, on March 22, 1869, Sarah and Anna were released from captivity near Sweetwater Creek, Texas, and handed over to Lieutenant Colonel Custer and the soldiers of the 7th U.S. Cavalry and the 19th Kansas Volunteer Cavalry. All these specific incidents reveal the depth of brutality that captive women endured at the hands of the dog soldiers. Rituals, warfare tactics, and other peculiar aspects added to their notorious reputation. One aspect that sets the dog soldiers apart is their involvement in gruesome rituals. These rituals, steeped in ancient traditions, were meant to invoke fear and dominance. They believed that by inflicting pain and suffering upon themselves, they would gain spiritual power and become even more formidable warriors. The rituals often involved acts of mutilation and torture, leaving a lasting impact on all those who witnessed their savage nature. In addition to their rituals, the dog soldiers were renowned for their unconventional warfare tactics. They were masters of guerrilla warfare, utilizing stealth and surprise to gain the upper hand in battles. Their intimate knowledge of the terrain and their ability to blend into their surroundings made them formidable opponents. The dog soldiers were also victims of numerous wars and battles throughout history, marking their place in the annals of conflict. One of the most infamous events associated with the dog soldiers is the Sand Creek Massacre. This horrific incident, which took place on November 29, 1864, was one of the worst atrocities ever perpetrated on Native Americans. During the massacre, a village of Cheyenne and Arapaho, including women, children, and the elderly, was attacked by U.S. forces. The troops opened fire indiscriminately, killing at least 150 Native Americans, mutilating the dead, and scalping them as gruesome trophies. This tragic event shattered any hope of peace between the Plains Indians and white settlers, leading to further conflict and raids by the dog soldiers and other tribes. As time went on, the dog soldiers faced numerous challenges that ultimately led to their decline. One significant factor that contributed to the decline of the dog soldiers was the encroachment of westward expansion and conflicts with the U.S. government. The expansion of settlements and the establishment of forts disrupted the traditional way of life for Native American tribes, including the Cheyenne. The dog soldiers were among the few who fiercely resisted encroachment until the end, but faced overwhelming military power and superior resources. The Sand Creek Massacre mentioned earlier fueled the dog soldiers' resistance. This horrific act intensified their determination to protect their land, culture, and way of life, becoming a rallying cry for many tribes and a catalyst for continued conflict. In addition to the Sand Creek Massacre, the dog soldiers faced a series of conflicts that further contributed to their demise. These wars, along with other military campaigns and government policies, gradually eroded the dog soldiers' influence and contributed to their assimilation and decline. And finally, another significant challenge that the dog soldiers faced was the cholera epidemic. The disease swept through Native American communities, killing almost half of their population. The loss of lives and the social upheaval caused by the epidemic further impacted the dog soldiers and other Cheyenne warrior societies. Though the dog soldiers of the 19th century no longer exist in their original form, remnants of their legacy can still be found in the current era. Elements of the dog soldiers have persevered through time, albeit not adhering to the horrific lifestyle of their predecessors. Today, the northern and southern Cheyenne tribes maintain military societies, including a revived version of the Dog Soldiers. While their practices and beliefs have evolved, echoes of the Dog Soldiers' militancy and bravery can still be heard, passed down through generations, with the society instilling the ideals of resilience and never giving up. This is History on Fleek, and we'll see you next time.